the actual closure of the roads it destroyed the economic of the village at the time, because before the actual closures of the road and before that, all the people of the north, you might as well say, Belfast, Antrim, Portadown, the whole lot, always came to meet, if you like to call it, on their Sunday outing trips. And then by closing the roads, it was stopping them from that bit of peace that they had, possibly. You know, it was trying to alienate the two peoples at the time.
A lovely girl came from Derry and she was staying in the Carrickdale, and she came to my class in Newry. So she was following behind me. I'm not too sure whether she was that sure where she was even to get to the Carrickdale. So we came on up the road, and just as we got to the Northern Customs at Kaleen, here there's a big lorry on the road and burning, and you couldn't get past it. So I just said to get out of the car, and I says, we'll try another road. So we turned around and went way back by Jonesborough. At this stage it was dark, and I knew all the roads, and I was quite used to them, and some of them were cratered, so you had to be careful which road you went, and I knew the ones that were okay to travel. So
the Minister for Justice told them he was supportive of their campaign to get roads open, and he pointed out that following his tour of the border several weeks ago, he had been pressing at the Anglo-Irish talks consistently to get the crossings reopened and permanent checkpoints removed.
Well, there were two ladies, locals around this country, and they went into Clyde to do a bit of shopping, and of course they had tea and sugar was their main, what they had to smuggle, but you had to smuggle it, you weren't allowed to take it out.
There would have been patrols of British soldiers and police and stuff like that at the time. Then RUC, like would have been the RUC then, like, you know, and the British soldiers and stuff, and they would have been patrolling these roads. And there have been occasions, like, yes, where there was gun battles across the border, like, and our particular crossing there now that I said, where I lived beside, like, I remember of gun battles across that border, and there was cases where there were soldiers injured and stuff now, just at that particular crossing, like, as a result of these exchange of gunfire between both parties, like, right, across the border, like, yeah, I've saw that now.
But I think that Protestants viewed the closing of the roads totally differently to Catholics. And I think the reason for that was, again, the strike and the run. And some of us, you know, well, quite a few Protestants living south of the border would have had maybe relatives in the security forces in the north. So we looked upon it as a sort of a protection for the people in the north.
In 1972, we were knocked up, and I went down to see what was wrong, and the masked men told me to get out of the house as quick as I could, that there was a bomb on the bridge. So my son Simon here, he was about 9 months old, and Colin was just over 2. So we just put them in the prams and took them out and put our dressing gowns on, and we went on up the road. And we were just up nearly to where we had a filling station when the bomb went up. And Colin remembered it all right, and I did too, because it nearly brought your cheeks in, and we had it.
wasn't very long on duty when the call came to go to Kilclean that there had been an explosion heard in that vicinity. We were the first patrol car there, and we encountered a car with the boot open and a body lying on the road. Subsequently we discovered that the bomb was being sent into Castlederg. Before the bombers crossed the border, they used to prime the bombs so that they could leave them and get away quick. They were priming the bomb when it exploded. The body was on the road, and I never forget the smell of burning flesh from that night.
You had a farm straddling both sides.
I had a farm, and unfortunately when the countries divided, found part of my farm was in Donegal, so it was a different administration, and it upset all our farming plans completely.
Yes.
For instance, a field beside the house we couldn't let the cattle into because on the other side of the border. One time they did go in and a customs patrol come along and told them if they'd do it again they would seize the cattle.
Right.
So it had to be wired off, closed off. So our land, there were 2/3 it in County Derry and 1/3 in Donegal. So it made things very difficult. But then I wanted to move out of it. How do I move officially? For instance, if I wanted to bring a few bales of straw, I had to have an export licence and an import licence.